Good afternoon, all of you. Today's topic is Traction Control System or TCS. So, it's written that traction control system is typically a secondary function of the electronic stability control, that is ECS, on production motor vehicle. That means this TCS is the secondary function of electronic stability control. This is basically the system that provides the vehicle and maintains it in stable condition while the vehicle is running on a road surface, right? So next it says comma a design to prevent, that means this one, designed to prevent loss of traction of driven road wheels. TCS, that is traction control system, is activated when throttle input and engine torque are mismatched to road surface conditions. So the function of this TCS system is that what happens, traction means it is the grip between the road wheels and the road surface which makes the vehicle stable when the vehicle is running on road surfaces. So what happens when the driver is twisting the throttle? So what happens by twisting the throttle, we actually increase the airflow mixture inside the engine combustion chamber. So in result what happens, the engine runs faster, and while the engine is running faster, it makes the crankshaft, or it rotates the crankshaft in a very high rpm or rotation per minute. So the engine is generating more power, means more torque. Now suppose that there is a condition where the throttle response as well as the engine torque are mismatched. So to prevent this kind of situation in the roads in the road condition, what happens, TCS activates, this traction control system activates, and it maintains the vehicle stability. Okay, so the next is principle of operation. So how does this thing works? First point is brake force applied to one or more wheels. That means the brake force that are applied to one or more wheels. Let us suppose this is the vehicle, these are the four wheels. So what happens, the brake force is applied. Let's suppose this wheel is losing its traction, okay, and the four wheels and the other three wheels are working perfectly. So what happens, the brake force is applied to these three wheels or might be in this wheel to prevent this instability of a vehicle. So remember one thing, to run a vehicle in stable condition, all the wheels of the vehicle must be in same rpm, okay, then only the vehicle will become stable. And the next point says reduction or suppression of spark sequence to one or more cylinders. That means if there are four cylinders in a 1 2 3 4, suppose there are four cylinders in a vehicle, in an engine. So what happens, these 1 2 and 4 are providing equal power, and this cylinder number 3 is unable to provide equal power. So what happens, suppression of spark means it will not carry out the spark in sequence order, as well as the spark will not create that much of voltage, so that this will get suppression spark. That means the voltage will be less as compared to this cylinder number 3. So in this way we balance the way engine engine combustion chamber or the piston, running of the piston, that is 1 2 3 4. The next point says reduction of fuel supply to one or more cylinder, same as a spark plug. That means I am regulating the fuel supply to each and every cylinder. So this is how it works. So one cylinder is providing more power, the other cylinder is providing less power according to the normal power. So what happens, it gets balanced, and there is a equilibrium of power delivery, okay, and it makes the vehicle or the power, that is the torque delivery to the road wheels, and in a maintained way. Okay, next see point number 4, closing the throttle. If the vehicle is fitted with drive by wire throttle, it is a mechanism drive by wire throttle. So what happens, the driver is twisting the throttle or creating pressure on the accelerator pedal. So what happens? It stucks and it will not go beyond that. And there is a maintain RPM, and it maintains the RPM. Let's suppose the vehicle is stable in 4000 RPM. Okay, so the driver wants to run the vehicle in 5000 RPM. So he is creating pressure on the accelerator pedal. So what happens in this case? The pedal will get pressed by the driver, but the RPM will remain in 4000 RPM. So in this way, we can also, the TCS also works. The next says, in turbocharged vehicles, a boost control solenoid is actuated to reduce boost and therefore engine power. So we all know that a turbocharged vehicle is what? That means a turbocharged vehicle actually compresses the atmospheric air. So what happens? The density of oxygen molecule in that compressed air is more as compared to the normal atmospheric air, and that air is being again again it is being put into the combustion chamber for better burning of air fuel mixture. Now you see what happens, the power requirement is not very high. So what happens, the vehicle needs to be stable, so there gets a control solenoid which gets actuated and reduces this boost of the engine. So what happens, in this way the TCS works. Now see the components of TCS. The main hardware for traction control and ABS are mostly the same. This system generally, almost you can say, works same as the anti-lock braking system. In some vehicles, traction control is provided as an additional option to ABS. That means, suppose a vehicle is having anti-lock braking system. So what happens? Traction control system is an add-on service. That means it gives an extra safety feature. That means ABS plus ABS plus TCS. It gives extra safety factor. Okay. Next point says, each wheel is equipped with a sensor which senses changes in its speed due to loss of traction. That means every wheel of the vehicle is equipped with a wheel sensor that actually reads the wheel speed, and it sends the feedback to the ECU of the vehicle. Next point says the sensed speed. That means the sensor that actually reads the wheel speed. Now what happened? The sense speed from the individual wheels are passed on to an electronic control system. That is, this feedback is being sent to the electronic control system. The next point says, ECU processes the information from the wheels and initiates braking to the affected wheels. That means the wheels that is losing its traction, what happens? The ECU sends the signal and initiates that means it applies the braking force to that affected wheel, to the wheels that is losing its traction through a cable. How it is initiating the braking effect? Via, that is, a cable connected to an automatic traction control valve. Okay, so this another component is used, ATC. Now see the use of TCS, that is traction control system. The first point says, it has traditionally been a safety feature in premium high performance cars. That means these are mounted or assembled in high premium cars, that is in high standard cars. Now see example, sports cars or luxury cars. Okay, and now see which otherwise needs sensitive throttle input to prevent spinning wheel-driven wheels when accordingly, especially in wet, icy or snowy condition. So what are the conditions? So these are the conditions where this TCS specially works, that is wet road, icy road and snowy condition. Okay, the next point says, TCS is used as a performance enhancement, allowing maximum traction under acceleration without wheel spin. Now suppose see the engine of a vehicle is generating huge amount of power. So what is needed? The wheel need to utilize that much of power. Okay, the wheels need to utilize that much of power. So TCS system is used so that the wheel can utilize that maximum amount of power without any wheel slip. That means I am rotating the vehicle in a high RPM, so my wheels are rotating, but my vehicle is unable to go in forward direction. To prevent those conditions, TCS is used. Okay. Now see what it says: when accelerating out of a turn, it keeps the tires an optimal slip ratio. That means it keeps the tire and the road surface in a proper grip manner, so that the vehicle will, as soon the wheel starts rotating, the vehicle will move in forward direction. Now see the next point says, in off-road vehicles TCS is used as a mechanical limited slip or locking differential. Off-road vehicles means the vehicles that are used in construction sites, okay, or in agricultural sites. So in here it is used as a limited slip or locking differential unit. Okay, it is often implemented in an electronic limited slip differential as well as computerized control of engine and transmission. That is, there is another electronic device used, that is computerized control of engine and transmission system, and one is differential, that is the mechanical. This one is the mechanical unit. This works mechanically and this whole things works electronically. Okay. The next is electronic brake force distribution or EBD. Now see what this says. EBD is an automobile brake technology that automatically varies the amount of force applied to each of the vehicle wheels. That means it generally varies the force that is been applied to the road wheels. Now see, the driver is creating pressure. The driver is creating pressure in the brake pedal, but what happens, each and every wheel of the vehicle is under different condition, because the road surfaces are not always even. So what happens, the amount of brake force required to keep the wheels rotating in same speed differs. So who will decide that? This unit will decide that, that is EBD or electronic brake force distribution. Okay, so it determines which wheel will require more amount of force or which wheel will require less amount of force. Now see, based on the road conditions, speed and loading of the vehicle. So what are the conditions? That is speed of the vehicle one, and loading or the capacity or the number of passengers in the vehicle. Next says, always coupled with anti-lock braking system. That means this EBD system is always attached with ABS system. Both works together to fulfill the requirement of a vehicle to be in stable condition. Now see, EBD can apply more or less braking pressure to each wheel in order to maximize stopping power while maintaining vehicular control, same as I discussed. Now see, typically the front end carriers are more weight, and EBD distributes less braking pressure to the rear brakes, so the rear brakes do not lock up and cause a skid. So what happens when a vehicle is moving in forward direction, whenever the driver wants to stop the vehicle, so what happens, maximum load comes to the front axle of the vehicle, that means to the front wheel. So maximum, to stop the vehicle in a minimum distance, so what is needed, maximum brake force should be applied to the front wheels only, and minimum or less than the brakes applied to the front wheels is applied to the rear wheels. Otherwise, if the rear wheel gets long, then skidding will take place. That means the vehicle will move away from its track. Track means the vehicle, when the vehicle is running on some particular road surface. The next point is, in some system EBD distributes more braking pressure at the rear brakes. So there are exception conditions also, that is, this EBD system provides braking pressure at rear brakes. That means more pressure is applied to the rear brakes, and initial brake application before the effects of weight transfer become apparent. That means it balances the force that are generated in the front and rear wheels of a vehicle. Now see the next point. EBD may work in conjunction with ABS and electronic stability control. That means conjunction means add-on service. That means A plus B. Okay, A means you see ABS, and the other one is B means ESC. That means EBD work with both ABS and ESC. These whole three things are required to run a vehicle in a stable condition and prevent skidding from the road track. Now see, uh, to minimize acceleration during turns, one then says ABS helps to prevent wheel lock and EBD helps to apply appropriate brake force to make ESC work effectively and easily. So what does this thing do? That means ABS prevents the wheel to get locked up. Suppose a wheel is running a wheel suddenly gets locked. Okay, one of the wheel out of three or four wheels of a vehicle gets locked. So what happens? The vehicle will skid. So the ABS is that component that checks or regulates the wheel lock, and it frees the wheel. That means it it uh, it does not apply the brake force to the wheel. And what does EBD do? Suppose a vehicle is running at a very high speed, in spite of very less RPM of the engine crankshaft. So what happens? EBD applies the braking force to maintain the vehicle in stable condition, and these both things are required to work ESC work effectively and easily. Okay. Next is electronic stability program. Okay, so what is this? It is a computerized technology that improves a vehicle stability by detecting and reducing loss of traction or skidding. That means it is a computerized technology, that is there is a programming inside the electronic chips which actually senses and improves the vehicle stability by what? By detecting, that means through the wheel sensor, and reducing, that is there is ABS system, EBD system and the ESC system, by loss of. So these are the three components used to loss and to prevent loss of traction. Okay, when ESC detects loss of steering control, it automatically applies the brakes to help steer, okay, the vehicle where the driver intends to go. That means it prevents the skidding of a vehicle. Suppose when a vehicle is running at 80 km per hour and suddenly you say some vehicle approaches in front of the vehicle. So what happens? The driver will create a panic brake. Panic brake means suddenly creating large amount of pressure on the brake pedal while a vehicle is running at a very high speed. So what happens at that time? The vehicle will, most of the time the vehicle skids. So to prevent that, this ESC detects the loss of steering and steer the vehicle. That means the driver creates the pressure at the brake pedal and rotates the steering wheel to change its direction from the object that has come in front of it. So this ESC will detect it and prevent the accident. Now see what happens. Braking is automatically applied to the wheels individually. That means there is no need to apply the vehicle, because there may be time lag or the driver may not detect the upcoming upcoming object that is coming from in front of the vehicle. So what happens? Automatically it senses it and applies equivalent brake to all the wheels individually, such as the outer front wheel to counter oversteer or the inner rear wheel to counter understeer. Okay. Now see, some ESC systems are also reduce what happens? Engine power until control is regained. That means in spite of braking system, there are some other system which reduces the engine power. That is, it cuts the fuel delivery or the spark, or reduces the voltage of spark or the volume of fuel delivery to the combustion chamber, so that the engine will generate less amount of power. So in this way the speed of the vehicle can be reduced and the control can be regained. Now see, ESC does not improve a vehicle cornering or performance. Instead, it helps to minimize the loss of control. That means when a vehicle is running in straight condition, it prevents the loss of control. So when somebody wants to running a vehicle in at a high speed and cornering the vehicle. So what happens at that time, this system will not help. Now see what is oversteer and this understeer. Okay, suppose this is a path, this is one path and this is the other path. Now this is the normal condition, a vehicle will pass through it. Okay, this is the normal condition. Now see oversteer means steering. What is the steering? Is basically the steering wheel. Okay, now I am rotating the vehicle to move in this direction. Okay, so I have turned the steering wheel in counterclockwise direction, that means in this direction. So my vehicle needs to go in this direction, but what happens, my vehicle is moving in this direction. That means I have rotated the steering wheel in a very less amount, but my car or my vehicle is changing its direction very fast. This is called as oversteer. That means normal steer, in normal steering the vehicle will go in this direction, and oversteer means the vehicle changes its path and suddenly turns the vehicle in this direction. Now the same thing happens here, the vehicle needs to go or follow in this mid section, that means in this direction, but in spite of rotating the steering wheel, my vehicle is unable to move in this direction or to rotate the wheel in this direction. So this is understeer and this is over here. Over means